We're back. The Rock and John Cena just laid all kinds of smackdown on the Wyatt family during this special broadcast of WrestleMania 32 on ESPN. WrestleMania is on ESPN. We've been doing this for 3 hours now, and I just can't get over it. That's still so wildly cool to me. And this has been wildly cool. We talked to Zack Ryder tonight, got his thoughts and his reflections on his Intercontinental title win in a ladder match on this night. We talked to Rusev, who took one of the all-time great stunners from Stone Cold Steve Austin on this night at WrestleMania 32. And then just a little bit ago, we talked to the Queen Charlotte Flair on one of my all-time favorite matches and one of the most important women's matches, women's division matches in WWE history when she took on Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and became the first ever WWE Women's Champion on this night in Dallas at WrestleMania 32 4 years ago. What we're going to do now, though, before we wrap this bad boy up tonight, we're going to talk to King Corbin, who had easily, in my opinion, and I'll be curious to get his thoughts, one of the most important wins of his young career at this point when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And there's a lot that goes into this Battle Royal, and it's remembered for a few things, definitely King Corbin's victory, but also some surprise entrants, which we will get to in 1 second. But yeah, a lot that this match was full of surprises, and excited to talk about it with the King, and I think we have him on, and let's add him in right now. We are waiting, getting everything ready for the King. Talk to a Queen tonight, and now I'm
oh, look, you can see my money in the bank briefcase hanging from my ceiling.
Well, that's super rad. How's it going, King? Welcome aboard.
Good, man. I'm just playing some video games and watching some WrestleMania. So
you had it all going on. Wow, that's
right?
Only a king could do this. I'm super excited to talk about this with you. I've said this a few times tonight, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I keep saying that this is, in my opinion, one of the more important wins of, at this point, your young career. Would you agree with that?
I mean, most definitely. Just because, can you think of a better debut? I mean,
yeah.
that was day one for me on the main roster. I mean, getting out there in front of a world record crowd for WWE and, following something like The Rock and Cena being in the ring. And, it's all about making history at Mania, and I definitely did it that night.
I believe I know the answer to this, but for those who do not, when did you find out you would be in this match?
I found out the night before after the NXT TakeOver.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
but it was like the most ridiculous way as well, because Triple H just pulled me into a side room, and I don't think he even broke texting. He was texting after the show, and I thought I was about to get yelled at for something that I did wrong or something like that. And he just looked up for half a second. He goes, "Hey, by the way, tomorrow you're getting called up and you're into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was already out of the room. I was like, "Where'd he go? Is he serious?" So yeah, I mean, it was crazy, and it was crazy too because it just worked out well. My family came down, my wife was down there, my brother was there, and it couldn't have worked out better for them all to be there for their first WrestleMania as well.
And what I think is super cool about that is that, but also it's I imagine that even you didn't know this was going to happen, but I imagine that the takeover match at that point was probably one of the bigger things you had done. So now you're adding this on top of that.
Right. I don't even think I brought enough clothes to get through the weekend. I was like, I'm done on Saturday, so bring enough socks and underwear for Saturday and head home Sunday. But I ended up staying through all the way to Tuesday. So very crazy.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, and so you touched on it a little there. What's it? We're gonna see you come out here in a minute. What's it like for you when you're at WrestleMania, and maybe you were gonna be there before you knew you were gonna be in the match? But what's that day like? Now you're in the match. You have this amazing opportunity. What's going through your mind that day?
I mean, and it's not just the day, man. It's the whole week. If you've ever been to a Mania, it's 4 or 5 days now. I think it was 6 days of madness is what the plan was this year, until everything was going on. But it's one of those things the second you pull into town, the second we pulled into Dallas, we had TakeOver, we've got Access, we've got all these other things going on. That energy level of the people in the entire city, and it's being visited from people all around the world. So the energy just from the moment you get off the plane is unreal. And then so rolling into WrestleMania day of is it's just surreal. I mean, the stadium, I can't get over how big that Dallas stadium was.
WWE history.
Yeah, it's just unreal. Like the screen, and we were there for the. I went there and wrestled for the ticket launch,
Yeah.
where we just had a couple thousand people down, and you're looking around at the arena, and you're going, man, we're gonna have Mania here. This is crazy. And at that point I had no idea I was gonna be a part of it.
Right.
So it was like, dude, it was sheer madness.
I ask you something. I want to get back to your experiences, but this is your first WrestleMania. You had no idea you're going to be in this match, and now you're in a match with Shaquille O'Neal. That's kind of crazy, right?
Dude, it's unreal, and he's such a cool dude. And I'd met him a couple weeks prior in Orlando, just out for cigars one night. He came out and ended up sitting with me and a buddy of mine, and had no idea he was going to be a part of it either. And so it was a really cool experience. I mean, a lot of those guys, for me, you get to see these superstars on TV your whole life growing up.
Yeah.
Guys like Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, and then now I'm in there mixing it up with them, and it's quite the difference because the day before I'm fighting I think Austin Aries at Takeover, who's a really little guy. I'd never been in the ring with many people that were eye to eye to me in NXT, and now it's filled with next level competitors.
Totally. You found out with less than 24 hours notice, so I don't know, like, do you have a strategy going into this, or is it just so go that, like, by the time Takeover's over and this happens, that it's just a whirlwind that you probably can't even explain?
Definitely a whirlwind, but it was like one of those things, like, I played football, so playing on offensive lineman, you're always trying to keep your head on a swivel, eyes in the back of your head, and hit everybody around you. That was kind of my philosophy, like, all right, let's go old school with how I do things, and just keep the head on a swivel and try to beat up as many people as possible.
Amen.
Right. I mean, that's the goal. Just we got to beat up everybody.
So now I imagine you're on the outside. What are you like? Even watching this now, this is kind of surreal, right? Like Shaq's at WrestleMania and he's just tussling with the Big Show.
I mean, and just the like I said, the energy you get from these crowds, and they're excited, and people really enjoyed the Andre. Because I think this was the second year we did it. It was on the main card.
Yep.
You had DDP in it. You had Shaq in it. You had Tatanka out there running around. Like, dude, it's crazy the level of talent they have in there. And so, to be a part of that, like, I'm on the outside. I don't remember who it was that off the top of my head. I think Curtis Axel's one that said, like, just soak it in, man. Like, in the ring. Before the bell rang, he was just like, dude, soak in this moment. And I think he hit it spot on when you're doing it, and you feel the energy. And I know, my brother and my wife, they were like front row for it, and you couldn't even find them because it was just like such a sea of people. It was insane. Yeah,
I've talked about this with a few people tonight. I'm sorry, I'm so rude eating my popcorn while
No, enjoy your popcorn.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But the crowd this night was so. We talk these arenas, as you know, come from your football days. These stadiums are so big that the sound travels in unique ways. But the electricity this night is so, it does not stop. I feel like the crowd was so energized the whole way through.
Yeah, I mean, top to bottom, it was unreal. And I mean, it's because there was a lot of exciting matches. Like, I don't think they were expecting The Rock. They weren't expecting Cena. And you had a lot of young, fresh talent coming up. And it was just a cool experience for everybody, I think. And it was a great weekend. Like I said, like, you're getting the full access with all these people and all this stuff going on. And it was just amazing to feel. It always carries through, but I think this one, obviously for me, stands out because that was day one for me. But that energy of Mania just stays through all the way to Tuesday Night SmackDown. SmackDown still has energy from people who are excited. And I was, really interested coming into this year to see what was going to happen with having SmackDown on Friday before Mania to get that experience in Tampa. And, we had to unfortunately make some changes, but I think it's going to be awesome to still experience Mania this year. And it's definitely different. You go from 3,000 people to, we're going to go out there and perform in the Performance Center. So it's quite the difference. And I think that's what makes things like this so special,
Totally.
It's hard to get 103,000 people in one place at one time.
Totally. Now, I don't want to we're having a fun conversation. I don't want to bring the mood down. You made a big statement on Elias this past week, and I am not here to judge it. I am just a talk show host.
Okay. I won't hold it against you.
Yes. No, but my thoughts on it aside, I'm curious, have you seen the memification of this over the last couple of days?
Dude, fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Mortal, everybody likes the Lion King one.
Yes.
I prefer the Mortal Kombat.
It's pretty
I
great.
grew up playing Mortal Kombat. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite video games of all time. And so someone made one that was like, finish him. And that's where it was at. But the bad part was with the Mortal Kombat one is some of my life was taken away. That was a flawless victory all day long.
Yeah, I mean you didn't get touched.
No, never saw it coming.
Yeah,
I'm smart.
and again, they've been fun. I hope Elias is okay. He's
Yeah,
I hope
whatever.
Off of that, you talked a little bit about the mania of WrestleMania in this. We're now a year removed from, I guess, another one of the bigger moments of your career. You had Kurt Angle's farewell match, and you were victorious. A year removed from that, what do you think back on now when you think on that night?
I mean, definitely, it's still an amazing moment in my career. I mean, these all are like the goal of a WWE superstar. You know, number one should be to be world champion, universal champion, but then it's to make these WrestleMania moments. And I look at my resume already, and I think I have two that absolutely stand out from you know, debuting and winning the Andre, and then retiring Kurt Angle. Like, you know, most guys are hoping for one WrestleMania match, and I've got two major moments that will stick throughout history, if you will. And, you know, and then I had another, I think, great match with Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, I feel like my manias are really playing well to me and my legacy as a WWE superstar.
Totally. And I mean, this year, I imagine, after Friday's actions, I imagine this match this coming weekend will be rather personal and charged with a lot of emotion.
So, you know, I mean, we'll see if he can make it, first of all.
There is that.
He's got to, I mean, he took quite a spill. I mean, maybe some of like his hair gel got on his hands and he just couldn't grip that railing as strong as he should have been. But it might have been the mace to the face there, but, you know, it could have been a few things.
Yeah, all fair points. I'm an unbiased talk show. So as we watch this match, we're back on ESPN, WrestleMania 32 airing now on ESPN, which is, as a sports guy, isn't this crazy that WrestleMania is on ESPN right now, by the way? I mean,
just to me, when we moved SmackDown to Fox, and before the draft, I was really hoping to like get the opportunity to be drafted to SmackDown, to be a part of that Fox network. Because I thought it was going to bring a big change and a new audience. And I think that's what it's done, you know, with having, you know, I got to go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, my Chiefs won, Super Bowl champs. It's just, you know, the Kings from Kansas City at King Corbin, KC matches perfectly. Super Bowl champs. Yep. I mean, I'm a WrestleMania champ. It's all kinds of things like that. But, you know, it's just crazy to see. Like watching it back still, I'm just blown away, like with what's going on. I'm seeing myself lay here on the ground going, what are you doing? Get up, dude. Then I had hair. I had hair then, too.
We'll talk about your victory in a minute, obviously, but even just watching this, did anything happen in the midst of this match that you think, like, that you remember watching this back now that people maybe wouldn't know? Or was it, is even the match a whirlwind to you still at this point?
I mean, the whole thing was a whirlwind while it was happening. And when you think back, you find some funny things that happened, like all of a sudden the match is getting ready to start and there's no Tatanka, and we're like, oh, where's Tatanka? Like, he's supposed to be in the match. Get us somebody else. I need another body, you know. It's like one of those things. But then you see him like running down the side ramp. I don't know if he missed the entrance or what. And also, that was the first chokeslam I've ever taken in my life.
Really?
By the way, yeah, I've never taken a chokeslam before. Because in NXT, I was the biggest guy. Like, there wasn't anybody that was going to be chokeslamming me. And so,
it makes sense.
You know, day one with the big boys, you run into Kane. What's he do? He plants you the chokeslam. Yeah. Now I'm just laying there taking a nap, apparently. But
I think I'm a little ahead of you, so let me know when you get to the point of you prevailing.
Yeah, I'm still laying there in the corner, by the way, like just hanging up. But back to the ESPN thing, like, this is crazy. Like, I think people are starting to appreciate the types of athletes we have, because I think that's some of the greatest athletes in the entire world.
100%.
Not only because of what we do, but because of our schedule. I mean, it's funny because everybody's like, you know, how's everything going, being locked down a little bit? And I'm going, I haven't been home this much in 7 years. And it's been I've been home 14 days. And that's the most I've been home in 7 years, basically. Yeah. And so I think people are going to understand when you get it to this wide sport audience, they appreciate more so what we do and what incredible athletes we are. Here's my victory right here. I just saw it myself.
I'm on my other screen. I'm seeing it now.
I mean,
take us to your head here.
I mean, it was like, it was so surreal. It was just like, you don't know how you're going to feel when you win something like that. And so it's just like pure emotion. You kind of just blank out. Like,
Yeah.
in the movie when Will Ferrell blanks out and gives the answer in Old School, and he's like, wait, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
that's what it was. It was kind of that moment where I'm going, whoa, I actually won. Holy crap. Like, this feels amazing. And, knowing the people that are there and knowing that's how I'm going to start, my career in WWE and the main roster, and eliminating someone like Kane, who is, a Hall of Famer without a doubt, like an unbelievable superstar, and getting this moment and feeling it pay off. Your hard work pays off, dedication, because it's frustration. In the Performance Center, sometimes you're going, man, when am I going to get brought up? When am I going to get this opportunity? And now, like, I set the stage with this win, so now I got to live up to that level for an entire career. If I don't surpass it every year, then I failed, in my opinion. So that's what was pretty surreal to me, and it was a good thing to put on my back, knowing that I got to carry that for the next, hopefully 10 years of a career.
Yeah. And I mean, like, just think of the guys you defeated that night: Kane, Big Show, Tatanka, Shaq. And then, like, I remember I believe it was a 24. You got to then experience it with your family backstage after the fact.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was cool. And I didn't even expect, like, I walked back there, my little brother's back there. And like, it's a cool moment for us because we grew up watching this stuff. And, even at his wedding, I told a story when I used to shove his head down into the couch when we'd be wrestling and stuff. And like, we had, like, full-on wrestling matches at our house as kids, getting yelled at. My dad was a big wrestling fan. So, like, it was a culmination of so many, like, just cool memories. And to have the family there to be a part of it was pretty awesome.
Fantastic. Before I let you go, one last question, because I've talked about this with a few people tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, this WrestleMania is going to be unlike any other and unique. How special, you mentioned the Performance Center a few times, how special will it be for you to have WrestleMania as an NXT vet at the Performance Center?
I mean, that's home. That's where I started. That's where Triple H got his hands on me and helped me become who I am. And, I owe my career to the Performance Center. As many days it was frustrating as it was amazing. You learn so much in who you are and what kind of performer you're going to be. And so it's cool to kind of come back home to it and really be there. But I also think it's really going to challenge people, because now you're taking the crowd out of the equation. You're having to go out there and perform for no crowd. And I think you're going to see some guys really step up and show you that they've really got the ability to be, a next level superstar. And I think it's going to be cool to watch. And I think the strong will survive.
Fantastic. Well said. I'm excited for it. I know we all are. Thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. Thanks for having me. Keep eating that popcorn.
I'm almost out. I'm going to have to refill. Best of luck. Enjoy your video games. We'll talk soon. All the best.
All right, brother. Later.
Thank you, man. All right. That was King Corbin, excuse me, at Baron Corbin WWE on all social platforms that matter. Guys, this was a lot of fun. Stephanie McMahon's introducing Triple H right now. We're going to conclude this show in a minute here, but I just want to say thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight. This was a blast. Thanks to Zack Ryder. Thanks to Rusev. Thanks to Queen Charlotte Flair. Thanks to King Corbin. All the royal family tonight. I learned a ton. I hope you guys did too. And guys, as I've said, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're almost at the end of the road to WrestleMania, which is bananas. We got Raw tomorrow night, 8/7 Central. Brock Lesnar's going to be there. Becky Lynch is going to be there. The Undertaker's going to be there. Edge is going to be on the show. So going to be a loaded show. We got WrestleMania 32 on ESPN right now. We're about to watch Triple H versus Roman Reigns. And then, guys, 6 days from now, maybe even a little less again, please don't ask me to do math, but roughly 6 days from now, we have WrestleMania 36, a WrestleMania unlike any other, the only WrestleMania too big for just one night, streaming on WWE Network this Saturday, April 4th, 7 p.m., and then again, Sunday, April 5th, 7 p.m., streaming on WWE Network. You're going to see King Corbin. You're going to see Charlotte Flair. I can't run down the lineup enough, but I'm very excited. I was excited about this, and it ended up being a great time. Thank you to everyone who put up with my popcorn eating. I just feel like, first of all, I was hungry, but I just feel like WrestleMania 32 is an all-time WrestleMania. Thank you again to everyone who joined, and I will talk to all of you very, very soon. Catch us this Wednesday on The Bump, 10 a.m. on WWE Network and all applicable social platforms. WrestleMania is this weekend. We're 6 days away. I cannot wait. Thanks to everybody again. I was Ryan Papola, and we'll catch you real soon. Peace.